For the beta, when you're at the end of every match, we're actually going to be rewarding gear for both the winner and loser, just for the beta to make sure that people get a taste of the gear and we'll be using a different gear and different abilities in their actual matches and be able to test that out.
And this is kind of a look at the default Batman, right?
Yeah. So this is what you'll see first. You'll see this is like base model.
Yep.
And then we've added some gear in here, which of course all the numbers could change, the names could change, but this is sort of gear we've created for the character. And we're able to actually build out a Batman the way we want him to look and play. So Paul's gonna go, that's a nice looking helmet.
I like it, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna dress Batman.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah. And obviously there's different levels of gear too, which we'll probably get into a little more later in future streams. But there'll be some more rare stuff that you can find and whatnot too.
Yeah, as you're leveling up, the gear you get will be getting better as your character levels up also. And then because the gear is essentially randomly rolled, somebody else has a chance to get the same gear you got, but with different stats in it. And it might be better for them than it were for you. And it'll depend on how you want to use the character.
Right.
Sure. Cool.
And on top of just gear itself, every character has these 2 ability slots. So inside the ability slots can be things that could do something like give you a new special move, or they could replace an existing special move with a new special move.
So let's say I'm a Batman player who's super into zoning. Is there a way that I could even greatly improve my zoning skills with this?
Yeah, so with Batman, for example, there's a couple of these where he's got an air-to-air batarang, which will replace your air scatter
bombs.
The scatter bombs. You'll lose access to the scatter bomb special move, but then that adds a air-to-air batarang special move. And then there's also a downward version. So if you want to use up both your slots on these 2 moves, you can sort of set yourself up as a batarang tossing madman.
Right. Yeah, so you could stay back zone in the air zone and just use all the wonderful weapons Batman has.
Now, it should be noted, though, that there are 2 slots, but there are certain moves that will take up both slots.
Yeah, there are going to be some gear moves will, depending on how strong they end up being, will take up both your slots, and some of them will take away some of your other special moves. They could even do things like give you a new super move attack, or they could give you a new character power. These will be very, very different and very diverse for all the characters in the game.
So there's not just one formula that all the characters follow. No. Awesome.
So let's. You want to go into Batman a little bit?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go. Let's do that. And as you'll see too, when we show it in a second, there are 5 different loadouts, as we talked about earlier with Ed. So you can have, this is my zoning Batman, this is my this Batman, this is my cool, all the best gear Batman.
Yeah, you can lay it out based on the gameplay if you want, or you can just have different looking Batman if that's what you want to do.
So let's do Batman. Let's do Batman v Batman.
Batman v Batman.
And we'll hit your square there. And choose a different loadout from each other, I guess. Yeah.
Sure. I'll go. What do you want? What do you want?
I'll pick loadout 2.
I want 3.
Batman. Yeah. Cool.
I like that Batman.
So we've created some kind of nifty-looking Batmans here. Now, this is just scratching the surface of what we can do with characters. Yep. Obviously, we've put some shaders into use here. There's only a couple available that we're using right now. During the streams, we do hope to show off a lot of the really cool shaders. When you start putting shaders on, that's when you can really start kind of tweaking the knobs on how your character looks. So we got air-to-air batarang there. Remember what your special move was there?
Well, I just did mine, which was I have the air-to-air and the downward.
Right.
But I'd also like to point out, look at Batman's stance.
I was going to say the same
Look
thing.
at this!
Yeah.
He's been training.
He's been training, absolutely.
So Batman now has a little bit of a different stance. And as we've talked about too, he has a new super move and some new additions to some of the strings too. And you've, of course, change some of this, some frame data.
Yeah, exact frames aren't the same too. So you're going to need to learn sort of how to play the character. You're going to be familiar with like some of the general moves that he has, but there are little nuances here and there that change. So like matchups will be different.
Yeah, we talked about this last time. Like people who play Batman, you'll be able to walk in and you'll be able to play Batman, but there are a lot of changes that will kind of, like you said, nuances that'll make you play the character a little bit differently than you may have.
And you also notice that Batman's throw is different. He also has a new parry as well.
And you can change the parry out in the sets as well.
Yeah, so like my guy has the advanced parry equipped, so that'll actually let him meter burn his parry, which does more damage. And if you happen to have bats equipped, you can send them out afterwards and continue your combo. Right. So there'll be different ways where if you want to play a more defensive Batman, you can go with that as your character ability.
Right on. I love the yellow tones.
Oh, and his cowl's super awesome. Like, he just looks great. Like, you can see that he is a completely different Batman than I am.
Right. And what I'm excited about too, just for my job, like I get a lot of tweets from people. I'm very excited to start seeing the people that they create. Like, I want to see the different color ideas you have, and like, because people are going to have some crazy stuff. Every time you go online, you're going to see
Different Batman.
different versions of Batman.
Batman or Batman?
Maybe?
Batman. I'm
Yeah.
not sure either.
So that's going to be really exciting for us. And I think for you guys too. Let's do player select and do.
I'm gonna jump over to practice mode, make it a little easier to switch.
Oh, was
between
that a
two.
match?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. We're gonna do practice mode. Sounds good.
All right.
Batman.
Double Batman. Should we do the different
So
ones?
let's do evading bat, and you can use bat strike.
Batman. Fighters approaching Metropolis.
So on the right side, we kind of created a take on the regular Batman. On the other side, we have those new, that new like glowing blue eye goggles thing, which are really cool. Kind of neon Batman.
Yeah. So he's got Bat Strike equipped, which will actually replace your character power.
You gotta let me in.
Oh, I didn't give me controls here yet.
I know how much you hate to do that, but sorry, pal.
Old screen. Yeah.
Old screen, yeah. So go back. I think it's go back one. Go to AI options and then put it to human.
There you
There we go.
There we are.
You turn off these buttons here.
And yeah. Booyah.
So you were saying that his character power.
Yeah, so his
now-
character power actually gets replaced with, instead of the bats going around Batman, they actually go on the opponent and then they'll blow up within a few seconds. So that leaves you a lot of different setups. You can injure combos, putting bats in the opponent's sort of forced to block that. So that's more of like, if you're doing like a setup like Rushdown style Batman, you want to go with that. But that one does take up 2 of your character ability slots, so you have to give up other stuff to be able to put that on.
And then what all do we have with this Batman?
I believe this one has the evading bat, so if you knock me down,
No, that's just gonna bounce you back out. Well. What? Oh! Punching bag. Well,
oh, it's more interactive with the middle screen. There you go.
hold on. I'm gonna just throw this
Throw
guy.
him out of the way.
Throw
Get him
the
out of
B,
way.
la B.
Get him out of the way.
There, knock me down real sweet.
Okay, sorry. I was just getting into it. There it is. Oh!
So he actually has that gives you a unique wake up attack with Batman. So there'll be some like things like that where you can actually get a new special move, but it's only used in a certain way. Like this one gives you a unique wake up.
That's awesome.
And then this one also has a similar Batarang toss to the Injustice 1 style, where if you notice the new Injustice 2 Batman, he throws his Batarangs with a little bit of a back step, and it's a single Batarang, but it recovers faster, so it's more suitable for zoning. But people with like a advancing armored move might be able to get through that. But if you pick the other Batarang, where I'm throwing 2 Batarangs, that's going to blow up some of those armor setups.
Sure. Awesome. And can you meter burn those things, or?
Those you cannot, but the ones you have can. So there's like a little bit of a pro and con depending on which one you
Okay.
pick.
Cool. Is there anything else that we kind of want to just run down on with Batman?
We could probably go over some general stuff like the air escapes. So something like if I do a back 3 combo and then go to juggle you, the opponent actually has the ability to like hit up and meter while they're coming back, and they'll actually escape out of it and sort of like gets out of my combo. But if I know that the guy's going to try to do that, I can see he's going to do it and then do something and get him and like blow him up for it.
And that does take a substantial bit of meter.
It takes 2 bars a meter, and you can go upward or backward. If you go up, it lofts you up a little higher, but then there's less recovery when you land. If you go backward, there's actually a decent amount of recovery frames and landing on the ground. So you have to choose if you're going to try to advance up or down, and you sort of have to know your opponent's tendencies for what combos you're going to try to do and what kind of setups.
I've had some. I play in the QA lab with some of the guys. And I've been trying some of the escapes, and it becomes a mind game between you and your opponent which one you're going to do upper back, because they can like continue a string, they're catching you, or back off. There's a lot of really cool mind games with it, so I'm excited about that. I enjoy them.
Whoop!
Yeah, so that was actually a counter, so that was actually punished. So there'll be a lot of ways where you're going to sort of adjust your combos depending on the meter and whether or not your opponent's actually going to have like the gall to do it.
Right. Cool. Let's move on.
What do we have next, Tyler?
You want to do more Batman? You want to go?
Let's jump into Atrocitus.
Sure, let's do some Atrocitus. Can I